Welcome back, truth seekers, to our web series that lifts the lid on all that is wonderful in the world of Prince Harry and Meghan Forbes Citizen Markle. Hey guys and girls, welcome to our channel. Get ready to clutch your pearls, people. This royal drama is more succulent than an overcooked Sunday roast. So your friendly neighborhood film critic is back, but in a ice-cold British summer birthday snub, Dance with Films. That's right. Now here's the absolute crickets from the royal family for Meghan Markle turning 43. What has happened to us? But before we get ahead of ourselves, if you didn't know, really, still not subscribed. What are waiting for, guys? Smash like, share and subscribe, and turn on that notification bell FAM. Now then, cue the lights. Meghan Markle, is that you? Showing up and showing out on your special day like a true queen. August 4th, 9-minute read. The day the whole of Britain would have been celebrating her, in an alternate reality where everything had gone according to her grand design. Children reciting cockles of hearts-melting poetry about the kindnesses she did. Union Jack bunting as far as one could see. The Sussexes on the front of every commemorative tea towel from Land's End to John O'Groats. But in our reality? Crickets. Tumbleweeds. The kind of silence you might expect if you yelled, "God save the King," at a Republican convention. She expected, or let's be frank here, demanded much grander demonstrations of family love. What did it get her, than all the big moves and loud proclamations about Meghan? A delightful short article written with about King Charles frolicking at the May Games. Nothing grand in the form of tributes, special mentions or even a royal nod. It is as if the entire royal family has agreed to not even acknowledge it's August 4th. Which is likely the opposite of how Meghan imagined her special day. Yes, folks, while Meghan was likely sat by her phone trying to refresh Twitter every 30 seconds thinking, when the hell is that royal nod going to come from you-know-who, Charles, looking crestfallen, had a soaring cobber-tossing great time savoring some hard-hitting conversations and possibly watching people throw hammers around him. You can just picture the scene in the Sussex household. Enter Meghan, she paces with her phone in hand, they make a post, write 6 "Hey, just have to, it's my birthday, for God's sake, I'm Duchess." While Harry is, presumably in a corner weeping because they can't use the Starbucks staff to make their toast now. So, back to this royal family post, shall we? Great day at the May Games, they said. Oh, the shade of it all. These were the same photos as when your ex posted a glamour shot of themselves at their best life on our wedding day. A passive-aggressive masterclass hidden in Highland Games and conventional sports packaging. Oh, and the timing. Harry shared the post about Meghan on her birthday. Her birthday. The day that must, in her eyes, come and the world should spin around her. If only the royal family's social media page instead chose violence. They decided to post Charles living his best life, knowing Meghan watching from the shadows, just waiting, hoping for public acknowledgement. The kind of snub that makes you want to stand up and slow clap. Bravo, royal family, bravo. Yes, I know what some of you are thinking. But didn't Charles and Camilla extend an olive branch just yesterday? Now, in Fellas and Lady Fellas, or whatevs, this is called wishful thinking, or possibly fire control, because, honestly, if they did want to reach out an olive branch, it was hands down not apparent on the Highlander Games post. And the reaction of the royal family, or indeed non-reaction, is telling. The message is tant to resounding, they have moved on, and Meghan should deal with her own expectations. As much as Meghan might have had her little dreams, the truth is a lot more revealing. A royal family no longer playing ball, and not afraid to say so. Oh, and a word on that olive branch. An olive branch? Well, after everything. Was it not the tell-all interviews and the Netflix documentary that followed, as well as a book which spilled more tea than the Boston Tea Party? That's not an olive branch. Because that is a whole olive tree, and honestly I think the royals have decided it's simply not worth their gardening time. But here's the kicker, folks. The birthday slap isn't the only thing. This is a message. This is where would you send a strong signal to show, Meghan who? That is the royal family saying, okay, we are finished with this. Sure, we can manage without ya. Actually, we stand to have a great day at the May Games. That is a boss movie of heroic dimensions, as Meghan been trying to over there, stay relevant with her Spotify deals. Oh, never mind, that was Bind, wasn't it? Those Netflix productions of hers and God knows how many waterfalls. Meanwhile, the royal family has been quietly going about its business as usual. And this birthday snub? Favorite line, it would just be a cherry on top of their we don't need you Sunday. And now, I can picture Meghan's face. She is likely listening with a gaping mouth, what the hell? But I'm Meghan Markle. She's probably crying. I'm crying. Seriously, I was in Suits and married a prince, where the F*** is my title character birth? Didn't you get the memo, Meghan? The royal family has changed its channel. Oh, and Harry, but really? Military widow, at Milwy Dowpod, poor Harry, trying to convince Meghan all day that his family just forgot. You know, they are all so busy. Dad's got all those Highland games to get to, Will and Kate have, sort of lots of royal stuff. They'll remember eventually. They might even put in a belated birthday card. However, we all know the reality this was not an inadvertent oversight. This was a calculated move. This is a sign that the royal family has entered into new territory, without Meghan. They are cold, calculated tweets, a reminder that in the grand scheme of things Meghan's drama nowhere near as important as she might think it is. It may be a bitter pill to swallow, but Meghan and Harry will need to face up so it's sooner or later. The royal family are playing the long game, and it appears they might be winning. It was the royal family saying, unambiguously, it is over for you now, Meghan. Because, let's be real here, people. Meghan Markle has been playing some game since the beginning, a Game of Thrones so to speak. At author, she came into the royal family thinking she could waltz in and change centuries of tradition. She believed she could drag the monarchy into the 21st century, be a better people's princess, and quite possibly had her fingers crossed that one day, unbelievably to everyone else but herself, she would still stand a chance of wearing its crown. Meghan, however, also failed to realize that the royal family have been playing this game much longer than she has. They have endured scandals that would put Meghan's drama to shame. They have survived wars, revolutions, and far more would-be pretenders to their throne than you could shake a scepter at. And now, they are showing Meghan that in this Game of Thrones you win or well, no birthday wish for you while the king watches cobber tossing. This, my friends, is royalty throwing shade at its finest. This is the sort of move that deserves a round of applause, because let's face it, considering all the anguish Meghan has put her family through lately, this radio silence was likely the best possible response from them. But here is the real kicker. Oh, and remember how Meghan tried to rebrand as a humanitarian, mental health advocate, voice for the most vulnerable, yet she apparently cares so much about remaining relevant in royalist circles? And it is akin to a teenager that moves out of home, but then sends his clothes back for them wash. Oh, Megs, sweetheart, I mean, is Meghan even still reading this, or did she stop in the first 5 seconds? Because we all know you Google your own name more than I check my bank balance. Give it up. They now have a new life outside of the royal family. They are playing the Highland games, helping with their work. And to be honest, they are living their best life without your bitch ass. It's a harsh truth, but one that Meghan is probably going to have the bite of sooner or later. The royal family aren't playing her game anymore. Other priorities, like say running a centuries-old institution and representing a nation. 2 months late, Meghan is left with her dick in the wind trying to stay relevant when everyone has already flipped on the next page. Making their way down the list of grievances, that same Futsalider lets slide yet another repetition. Meghan, who has already 3 times told us she is being bombed out by Martin and Rice, whatever, now claims to have sat alone in her Radiohead bedsit, just so totally devastated about it, one time too many. So certainly not for a fourth occasion will this footnote give her cowardly excuse any more credence than its due. Keep up? Isn't going anywhere dearie, and quite frankly enough is indeed but enough. Note to mention from Elsa. Let it go Meghan, if the royal family 1T come to you fairy tale, then create a new one. And you know what? Maybe it's time you did the same. Maybe instead of sitting by the phone, waiting for a birthday message that's clearly not coming, you could focus on actually making a difference. You know, all those causes you claim to care about. Maybe give them some real attention. Who knows, you might find it more fulfilling than waiting for a nod from a family that's clearly decided you're not worth the effort. But who am I kidding? This is Meghan Markle we're talking about. The woman who's turned victimhood into an art form. The woman who can't seem to go 5 minutes without reminding us all how hard she had it as a royal. The woman who's probably already planning her next tell-all interview to discuss how hurt she is by this birthday snub. And you know what? Let her. Because while Meghan's busy playing the victim, the royal family's out there getting on with the job. They're attending Highland Games, opening hospitals, supporting charities, and doing all the things that actually matter. So, Meghan, here's some advice from your friendly neighborhood critic: it's time to grow up. It's time to realize that the world doesn't revolve around you. It's time to accept that maybe, just maybe, you're not as important to the royal family as you think you are. Because while you're sitting there, refreshing your social media feeds, waiting for a birthday message that's never gonna come, the rest of the world has moved on. The royal family has moved on, the public has moved on, and it's time you do the same. There's a whole world out there that could benefit from your time, your energy, and your resources, if only you'd stop focusing on what you didn't get and start paying attention to what you could give. It's a harsh truth, but one that needs to be faced. The royal drama isn't the center of the universe, and maybe, just maybe, it's time to start living like that. Forget about the royal family, and maybe, just maybe, it is time you moved on as well. But who am I kidding? Have you heard about Meghan Markle? The spotlight will do anything to keep it. In my opinion, I can only assume more drama, more interviews, and just trying to stay relevant really. And you know what? And, well, good, bring it on, because in an age of exquisitely rehearsed PR statements and scrupulously planned public everything else, all too often only a royal birthday snub can tell us exactly what's really happening just out of sight. So here's to you, Meghan. Happy 43rd birthday. May your day be just as documented and centuries-old surveillance camera footage as a royal family social. Oh wait. And to the royal family, fair play, well played. Sometimes, and Game of Thrones has taught us this often for the last 7 years now, well yes, the best statement may be no statement at all, but in a game like that silence above anything else can kill. Allegations. Please stay tuned for more exciting shockers/scandalous alleging exclusives on our YouTube channel. Make sure to like this video so that we know you're hearing us, and of course subscribe. It's simple, all the royals news first. That's it for today. Keep reading our article amongst other news to find out more about the royal family. Bye for now.